Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be answering some questions that you guys might be interested in knowing about me while making some granola bars. So let's get into the video. So I asked my chat GPT for help, for assistance in picking out these questions, and so I hope that these questions might answer some questions you guys have about me, or just some interest that you would like to know that I may or may not have. I did a video similar to this in 2021 in the midst of the pandemic while I was at home, and I haven't done one as yet, like a get to know me video. So this is the second one, right? So I have 20 questions here, but before I get into it, I'm gonna let you guys know the ingredients for the granola bar. In case you guys wanna go ahead and make it with me, that will just make it even more fun. So I have 2 cups of rolled oats. I a quarter cup of all-purpose flour, a third cup of brown sugar, a quarter cup of granulated sugar. I have brown sugar, so I'm gonna use brown sugar. The reason why you need two different amounts of sugar is because one of them, if you don't have honey or maple syrup or whatever sweetener, you will have to use it as a simple syrup. That's the reason why. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon, quarter teaspoon of salt, and the wet ingredients are quarter cup of oil. You can use butter or coconut oil or olive oil, whatever. The third cup of the simple syrup or honey or maple syrup, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then you can add in your chocolate chips, your raisins, your dried fruit and nuts and the seeds. The last time I did raisins, cranberries, and chocolate chips. This time I'm only doing raisins because I really love how the raisins really pop out in this one. So before we get into the cooking aspect, I'm gonna go ahead and answer one question. And while we're cooking, we're just gonna continue to answer question. As I said, I have 20 questions. I'm gonna try to spread them out as much as possible during this video. The first question: what does a good day look like to me? A good day look like being at home, relaxing, not having work that day as much as I love my work, but being in bed and watching YouTube or some TikTok or something like that, and eating some ice cream. That's what a good day looks like to me. Let's get the ingredients and get into the video. This is the kind of oat that I use in my porridge and in making my muffins and now granola and granola bar. So I'm going to put the camera down so you guys can see in the bowl as I am making the granola bars. 2 cups of oats. I'm using a half a cup measurement. One and a half. I do be heavy-handed just because I love oats, and I like how this is it's not plastic, it's like a paper material, and it has this layer inside, right? And I need a quarter cup of flour. So finish measuring out the dry ingredients, then I will go ahead and answer maybe 1 or 2 more questions. This is what helps to keep it together because I'm not gonna use egg. I'm gonna add a quarter cup of sugar, and cinnamon, salt. That's basically it for the wet ingredients. I think what I'm gonna be doing today, because it's just trying to be efficient, I'm not going to do the simple syrup. The last time I did it and it turned out great. I'm just gonna be adding the third, which is a little less than a quarter, and just see how it goes. Brown sugar brings out the chewiness, so we're hoping that we get some of that. So I'm gonna add some cinnamon and some salt. Cinnamon. Oops. Too much cinnamon. Salt. and let's mix it up. As I'm mixing it up, I'm gonna answer two questions before we go on to the wet ingredients. So the second question is, what is my favorite comfort food? I think my favorite comfort food is like Alfredo pasta, mac and cheese, lasagna, anything that is basically cheesy, pizza. Yeah, those are my favorite comfort food. And the third question is, what do I do when I have free time? When I have free time, I try to film, um, and also I I love reading, but I haven't read in a while. So um, yeah, I'm watching K drama and Chinese drama, of course. So those are something that I like to do when I have my free time. Let's just put in one more question. Am I more of a routine person or I do flexibility? I am more of a routine person. Like, I don't think I can do with flexibility or just not having a routine at all. So that answered the question. Gonna put this aside and get the wet ingredients, which are basically the oil and the vanilla essence. So I got to thinking, and I was going to do all of that in a separate bowl till I realized, why not just put it all together? See that we're not doing a simple syrup. So let's see how that goes. So the recipe asks for a third cup of oil, which is like a little less than a fourth. I hope this will work. And some vanilla. Vanilla makes the world go round. Just saying. So I'm gonna mix this up. Hopefully I would not need any more liquid, but if I do, I think I have some milk. This is why you follow recipe. So while I figure out what to do when I'm mixing this up, because it's supposed to be a bit of a um like a clumpy texture, because you're not doing granola, you're doing granola bars. So let me figure it out. I added some milk, so I think that will do the trick. This is why you do recipe like step by step. You did it the last time you were flaming it, but now you're flaming. You decided, oh no, I'm gonna do it my way. I know the last time I added a half a cup of flour, even though the recipe calls for less, but the flour is the binding ingredient here. So I know this does not call for any baking powder or rising ingredients. I checked. This is what we're talking about. The flour is definitely needed. So now I'm gonna add in my raisins before I continue mixing. Let's continue answering some questions. One of the questions that I see is, let me see. Do I enjoy being alone or being around people? I am a true introvert, so I don't think I need to answer that question any further. What kind of environment helps me to feel calm? I think when I'm cooking and like baking, that helps me to be very calm. I do often say it's quite therapeutic, but home home makes me very calm. Home feels calm. Next question. What's something simple that always makes me feel better? Writing, journaling. When I am upset, I it makes me feel better. And I've been doing it for years, but then sometimes you just get busy that yeah. But then when you write it down and then you go back like months prior and you read like the things that you went through or how you were feeling, and then future you realize you went through so much, and like where you're at now, you're so grateful for it. Yeah. Let's answer one question just, before we get into the baking segment. Do I cook because I enjoy it or because it relaxes me? Both of it though. Both of it. I enjoy cooking, but it also relaxes me. But I don't cook because I want to be relaxed. I can do other things. So I would say because I enjoy it. Yeah. Just going to one more. What kind of morning do I enjoy most? I enjoy morning. Staying in late, playing some games, maybe thinking of ideas of like what to do, what to film. I'm a pretty boring person, so let's get this into a pan and get the ball rolling. Because I'll be spinning on mixing this until, yeah, let's get into it. I just added some oil and I'm just greasing it. This is the biggest or the longest dish that we have. And for something like that, this is the best thing to use. I am solely contemplating on adding chocolate chips. The last time I put it, the chocolate chips is more on the darker side. I'm more of a milk chocolate girly. Yeah, so I the last time I put a lot and I did not enjoy it. And I also placed some raisins and cranberries. So I am contemplating on what I should put in. So you use your hand, you can oil your hands and just press it down. This feels so good. It's sticky, but in a good way. Now, if you were to use egg, don't use the flour. The egg will be the binding ingredient, or you can use applesauce or banana. Oops, some of them look a bit sparse, like it doesn't have enough. That will happen, especially if it's like a thick batter. So I'm deciding not to put in chocolate chips. I actually want to know what this tastes like without it. So that is it. It's going into the oven. I think the last time it was about 12 to 15 minutes. Because honestly, you can eat everything here without it being cooked. You just want it to get brown and for the oats to cook. So we're going to pop this in the oven and answer some questions while it's baking. Okay, and that is basically it. So we're just going to answer some questions and maybe leave some for when it comes out of the oven. Right. So, what's one habit of mine that I try to be consistent with? I have so many habits, but I think one. Let's skip over that question for now. Light pacing. Okay, sweet snacks or savory snacks. It depends on the day, but definitely I'm a sweet tooth person, so sweet snacks. Music, podcast, or silence while I'm busy. While I'm like writing or doing work, I need to concentrate. So neither, just silence. Do I plan my day or take them as they come? I try to have some control of my day. I like to have control of certain things that I can have control of, because there's something that you can't or you won't have control of. So I like to have control of certain things. Um, so that's what I do. Comfort over productivity, yes or no? Productivity. When I finish being productive, then comfort comes after. because I always thinking, oh, I'm sitting here, I'm lying down, I have to go and do this, and it just doesn't make any sense. So do the work first, and then you can stay as comfortable. You can lie down, you can take a nap after, as long as you want. Um, I think I should just answer as much as I can. Um, am I more of a homebody or an explorer? I am a homebody. I just work home. That's it. Might go to town once in a while, but it's just I'm a homebody. I don't like to be with a lot of people, so I am basically at home. All right. What kind of life do I enjoy living? Um, the life I have currently, where I work and then I come home, I reset, go back to work. Kind of boring, but that's the lifestyle I enjoy living. What helped me to reset when things are feeling overwhelming? As I said earlier, some of these questions like they're repeated in different formats. As I said earlier, I like to journal, so I have these little books. So I like to just like take things off of my mind and maybe watch something, watch Korean drama. I'm right now into um Chinese drama as well. So any of those things just do take it off my mind temporarily. Um, what do I value most in my everyday routine? In my everyday routine, I value a nap the most. I value taking time to even just to put my head down or to sit and be comfortable. But yeah, I value that, rest time. Right. And the last question, which should we leave this for after? Let's go on with it. What kind of content do I enjoy creating? The kind of content that I do now, which is like baking, cooking, cleaning, lifestyle vlog, kind of comes with being out of my comfort, but it's like also like vlogging in public is pretty much off of my comfort, but I think it's something that my viewers will enjoy, so I do it. But anything that has to do with me being in the kitchen or home resetting, that's the kind of content that I enjoy. Also, talking to you guys like this is the kind of content that I enjoy. I did not mean to answer all 20 questions before, but when we come back, I'll just show you guys how it's looking, and we can just end off the video, probably do a taste test as normal as usual, and that's it, pretty much. So we're back. I had to put my hair up because I am also cooking. So it's done. Been in there for about 12 minutes. So it is very hot. So I'm gonna show you guys it and do a taste test as well quickly. Alright, that's how it's looking. So it gets hardened after you let it sit. However, crunch of time. Oh, that looks gooey. And we're just going to. It's already coming up like whole, but we just need a little bit. With a little bit of raisins. I am salivating because it's about to be so good. I do normally cut them up in bars, bit more chewier than the last time. Chewy as in like cookies chewy. It's like a soft baked granola bar. The last time I made it, it was more like crunchy and it had like inside was a bit gooey. But that's good. Definitely did not regret putting the chocolate chips in. So good. So I have answered 20 questions so that you guys could get to know me better. I'm gonna ask you guys one question. That is, after all of this chaos and me answering 20 questions for you guys, would you consider to like, engage, subscribe, on my channel. If this is the kind of content that you would like, let me know. Answer this question in the comment box down below. Thank you guys so much for coming along today on this crazy, chaotic journey. Um, so thank you guys so much for this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. You guys want another piece? Oh my. Sit here. Bye.